This is Techie Talks, and we are still talking about the importance of technology in parenting and especially in fatherhood. With us today are two daddies and a millennial, and we are moving on to more questions. This time about yourselves, all right? So, what is your favorite gadget, all right? For daddies and for millennials, same question. What's the one app on your smartphone also that you can't live without? Who wants to go first? Revealing
Maybe,
question. They kind of got a bit
well,
nervous.
I'd have to say, well, I like taking a lot of photos. So besides having the handy camera that you have on your cell phone, I like to carry around a small digital camera every now and then. I mean, I don't have it now, but most of the time I usually carry it. Favorite app, I would have to say, since medyo tito mode ako at times. And there's always that one time you're either at a party or you're riding the car, you're listening to radio and say, I know that song, I know that song.
Wow.
So, and I never remember what that song actually is. So the one app that I can't live without is SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
So it recognizes all these songs.
So we have a music guy here with Peejo. Cool.
It's a medyo tito app, I think. I don't
Not
think.
really. Do you enjoy SoundCloud?
Yeah, SoundCloud, Shazam, all music finders. If you're a music person at all, and then you've got.
Here's a music person.
Yes, I'm a music person. It's always happened to. I have that too. I also Shazam because it's like, oh, I love this song. I want to listen to it later. I definitely ride on Shazam really hard.
So Peejo, we assure you, you're not a tito yet.
You're not
all
a
right,
tito
you're just a
yet.
daddy. A favorite gadget?
Recently, I got these wireless buds,
Oh.
and they are pretty cool.
So, works for you.
It works for me very well. No virus, just easily sits in the ear.
Are you always around? Are you very active going around? So, is that the advantage for the buds for you?
Not really, but it's always like when you are getting into car from the car, and with the virus and all the stuff that you are carrying, it's sometimes difficult. But the wireless plugs into the ears are really good. I mean, do you guys use them?
I've been thinking about getting wireless buds, but I'm afraid that I will lose them. Are you a person who loses things? Because I do.
Maybe it's a good time for you to talk
I did
to Jeff
once,
now.
You lost one?
but that was thanks to my kids who hid them.
Okay.
And you can find with them the phone, but you cannot find them if they are basically not around.
There you
Yes.
go. There's a mention of kids. Okay, before we move on to your answer. So do you have to draw a line from like your gadgets, my gadgets are mine, I'm the only one who can use them, all right? Or is there like a sharing mode for your gadgets for your kids, especially for the daddies we have?
For me, my phone is secret. No touching. But for example, my wife is okay with kids playing with her phone.
All right.
So it's
There's
it
kind
depends
of a
probably.
system already, like at
Yes.
home. All right,
Yes.
which gadgets they can share with mommy or with daddy. That's cool. How about you?
Well, the cell phones are okay. It's the more complicated gadgets, like for example the Sony PlayStation or the digital cameras, because kids have a tendency of going kind of crazy on
Right.
them. So the phones are okay.
All right, especially those that need like technical use,
Yes,
right? Or
definitely.
technical knowledge at least.
Or if they don't know how to put the disc in the PlayStation correctly, if
Definitely.
they like to lick it or
do we
something.
do we still
I try to
use
avoid that.
disc nowadays?
For for the PlayStation games. For the PlayStation.
All right, I need to be oriented with these things. All right, thank you very much. How about you? What is your favorite gadget? Is it your phone also?
It's probably my phone. My other gadgets include like I do a lot of recording, so I play with a lot of microphones, a lot of headphones, and a lot of different like little pedals for recording.
So what's a good app for activities like that?
I actually don't do any music editing on my phone. If I could find a way to, I haven't found something appropriate for me in that sense. But as a musician, currently I just use the very basic voice recorder on my phone, and that's just enough for me to be like, notepad, remember this, blah blah blah. So I use my phone a lot I use voice recorder a lot.
Oh, right. Like for artists, like us, it's the sampling actually that's very important. And well, the basic sound recorder is a good tool for these things that they usually require of us in auditions, in stuff that we go to. All right. Now, there's so much mention of the phone and being attached to it. Cell phones, technology, the accessibility of gadgets and stuff. What's the impact to your relationship as like father and son or father and daughter?
I think it's really up to the parent because the child has no control over the gadget. It's up to the parent to kind of, again, once again, police the usage of the that the kid has with the cell phone. So I find that it helps sometimes when his mom's off at work. We can use it to send her silly videos, FaceTime with all the filters and stuff. So it's definitely still technology and gadgets are still a great tool for people and for kids in particular.
And I think that's sweet, getting to little tidbits of your day when she's away or something like that.
You just have to watch out lang that he doesn't abuse it as well because he can be distracted by it. He'll get spoiled with it. Parang video now. Parang no.
Okay.
Parang diba, he'll look for the YouTube videos. So
again, the parent steps in.
The parent steps in. So it's up to us.
Right?
I think one thing with the kids, they always want to watch something and play with the smartphone. And but one thing that is becoming more and more common, and that's because we are so attached to these devices like smartphones. It's sometimes difficult to detach yourself when you come home and really give the time. So on one side, it's great that you can share the content, for example, show the pictures, but at the same time, basically, it's taking a little bit from us. I feel at least by basically taking our attention away because it constantly beeps, updates, and so on. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's good to go off the grid once in a while. I mean, if you're like me and my wife, we took a little beach trip in Batangas. There was no signal. There was no internet. So we were forced to interact with them. But I mean, it helps na, diba, our kid just enjoyed swimming, enjoyed the beach. So I think it's useful to take a break then from technology. It's good to have it on hand, definitely. But once in a while, step out, go play in the sun. Diba?
We established the fact that it does have, impact, in our relationship. What then can make these impacts positive at the very least?
Well, one positive thing is when I was a child and I wanted to know something, my father went to the library, pull out the book, and I had to list through it and find it. Nowadays, basically, when you have discussion and you are talking about something, you can use it as a tool to help explain something or find the stuff. So that's one of the positive things, I believe, that the access to the information that it has is unparalleled.
An intelligent use of
Yes.
the information that's
Yes.
available. Thank you very much.
The same then, knowledge is power. Because I mean, my son Zach, he likes watching a lot of car videos. So he knows the cars more than I do. Like he says, Papa, that's a Lamborghini Aventador or something, or that's a Bugatti Veyron. So he knows these things. It's that access to the information. It's both a blessing. It can be a blessing and a curse as well. Diba? You just have to make sure that he's accessing the proper information.
And the final word on the advantages of technology for relationships.
Oh, absolutely. It ended a lot of arguments between me and my dad because we like to discuss things that are very quickly Wikipediable. It's like, oh, what is the right answer? No, he was this. No, he was that. Let's Google it. Winner has to do the dishes. Like something as simple as that. So, and remember, I grew up in an age where they still used encyclopedias. And so I'm feeling a bit of the generation gap as I realize that those don't really exist anymore. That information is accessible on the web, and me and my dad definitely bond over that.
Thank you very much. Intelligent use, a little break from time to time, and of course, stepping in and communicating as a human parent. All very important. More from our daddies in just a short while.
TEKKIE Talks.